Perfect.
Fine. You're ready.
Right. I do believe we are live. Wait, we are? Yes, we are. Right. Welcome, everyone, to the final round of the season of the R1 Championship. Today, we are here at Autopolis, one of the newer tracks to Gran Turismo Sport, and we will be racing yet again with some friendly faces. We've got Gilles, Missile Mike, many Danish and Portuguese guys, and of course Costelinius from the United States. Global event this, and yeah, it should be a very exciting race that we will have underway. Joining me today isn't the usual face of Jose. Instead, today we have Rene. Rene, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you very much for letting me stay tuned with you guys. I've been looking very much forward to this, and yeah, going to be exciting to see how the Danish guys will perform. Of course, I'm a little bit pro-Danish.
Well, that's understandable. You have been friends with them for so long. For those of you who don't know, Rene is essentially part of the DRL, Danish Racing League, which so many of these Danish guys are a part of, including Missile Mike, currently on screen. We have Big Dane, Blomson, and so many more who are currently out there setting their qualifying laps. I will also be having to tell them that there's 10 minutes to go. But yeah, today we have a bit of a different track, because essentially most of you guys may not have seen this track before. This is Autopolis. It's entirely new to Gran Turismo. It's only been out for, I think, under a month, and yeah, we've seen some very exciting racing around here before. There's been multiple FIA races, multiple daily races around here, and now we've got a very exciting GR3 race in cars such as the Mercedes AMG, the Corvette, many others, and I'm sure it will make for some very exciting racing. Of course, Autopolis known to be very difficult to actually overtake around. However, it is very easy to make a mistake around here, as throttle control, something that you really have to master to get around this track. Of course, most of these corners are extremely long, extremely difficult to get correct, and that will definitely play a factor during today's race. It could see people such as Missile Mike, who are normally soft on their tyres, getting some sort of advantage, as generally with these long flowing corners you want to be soft on those tyres so you can keep carrying as much speed as possible throughout the entirety of the race. But we could of course see the raw pace of Big Dane always coming through for what is normally an exciting race, or we could see another classic win from the man currently on screen, Gilles. Or Gilles. I make this mistake so many times with Jose. It's genuinely, he keeps bringing this up. It's not Gilles, it's Gilles. And yeah, I feel so bad for Gilles, and I apologise deeply, Gilles. But just looking at the chat, we do have your friends from the Danish Racing League commenting on the stream.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess this is Martin, who already made a small comment here on the stream. Yeah. So yeah, that's Martin. He was the founder of Danish Racing League back in 2017. So that's why he's cheering for the guys.
Well, it's very nice to see you, Martin, and it's very nice to see everyone else watching. I do hope you enjoy the race, which will be getting underway very shortly. I may have to say 5 minutes real quick, because we are slowly running out of time. Of course, I said 10 minutes like 3 minutes ago, so my timings are slightly off here.
But
however,
the 5 minutes is true now, at least.
Yeah,
that's
the 5
true.
minutes
4.
is... Oh, yep, 4 now. Oh, God. Everything is off. No, this is fine. We'll be getting racing underway shortly. Currently, we do have Gilles on pole. We'll check the grid quickly to see just what the times are so far. So Gilles with a massively commanding lead over second place.
Really fast.
Yeah, 8 tenths ahead of Esk. And then Esk and me and Kamasa separated by only 5 thousandths of a second. So the fight for second very much on. Although it does seem that Esk is taking things a little bit chill right now. Just watching the grass, just looking out into the distance, enjoying the view. Of course, Autopolis known to actually have birds chirping in the background. If you do listen carefully, in the background you can hear birds. It is the only track in the game where this actually happens. Just a little fun fact for you there.
Yeah, it's also in the mountainside in Japan, so the nature area must be pretty nice.
It does indeed look very beautiful all around. You got trees absolutely everywhere, and then it's just ruined by the noise of these monstrous cars. But yes, currently looking down the grids. Oh, sorry, go for it.
No, yeah. Maybe the nature is getting used to it. The track has been there since 1990 now, so it's not an old track, but it's still there now and it's running. It had a few years after it was established where it was closed down due to a bankruptcy of the build up the track. So but now they're up and running again. So everything is fine, but it's not that old. It's only from 1990.
Wow, you've clearly done more research into this than I have. I did not know about that. But
but it was a pretty interesting guy who owned the track to begin with. But we can come back to that because I guess time is running now, and we only have a few minutes left for.
We do indeed. Only 3 minutes left, so we'll just quickly run down the rest of the grids. 4th place, Missile Mike, currently a little bit off pace. However, normally with his tyre wear, he is able to boost his position during the races. However, that will be difficult around this track. In 5th place, we have Fast Lane Dane. I'm sure that's another one of your Danish friends.
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, I'll assume that anyone who's Danish at this point just comes from you. But
well, I know all of them for sure, and Fast Lane Dane is Jesper Christensen, and he's substitute for Kevin Bundgaard today.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, in 6th position, we've got the man from the United States in Costa Linus. 7th place, Christian Longard. I'm going to try to pronounce all these Danish names correctly.
Well
if
done.
I do say
nice.
Perfect. If I do say any of them wrong, you can correct me at any point. In 8th place, an easy to pronounce name, GTP Big Dane. 9th place, we have DRL Blomson. 10th place,
true.
DRL. Oh God.
Come on! I want to hear this one.
Linger. Linger?
I'll pronounce it in Danish, right? That's Lyngo. Come on, Lyngo.
Lungo.
That's good.
Okay, so Lun. We'll call him Lun.
Lyngo.
Lun-o. Okay. Oh God, this is going atrocious. In 11th place, we have Myenson, currently sitting, in 11th in his Corvette. 12th place, we have Gumse sitting in the pits. Of course, Alan. We love Alan. And 13th place, we have Honey Pie. I'm not quite sure where those two currently sit on the grid, as they actually are just currently in the pits, and you can't see what position they have actually taken whilst they are in the pits. However, we'll go back up the field. We've got Gilles in the pits, 0% of fuel, and still with his 8/10ths lead over everyone else. So, Gilles, he definitely seems like he's going to be leading from the front here. So,
he's going for the win tonight, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. So, I will just type everyone ready.
0.8 seconds to ask. That's amazing.
And I will move up to... I'll go with me and Kamasa. It is, of course, his league, and it'll be nice to start the race with the guy who, of course, started off the whole league. So...
Absolutely.
We will get... no, wait. Oh, wait, no. He has to start the race anyway. I can't do that. I just completely forgot that.
Seems that
essentially
somebody is on the final lap.
We'll quickly roll down the list. So, well, Longard, when you gotta go, you gotta go. I mean, I won't stop you there. But hello to everyone that is currently in the chat. We have Mind Power, brilliant guys. Shame I can't be with you guys today for the last race of the championship, but I can see it as in good hands. Thank you very much. We do miss you, of course. And we have Sart, Esk, Temos, Contigo, C. That's the limit of any other language that I know. I'm really sorry. Of course,
sorry,
normally,
I didn't get what.
Somewhere on the chat, SARTR.G Goncalves. I think we've.
Okay. I guess that Portuguese. I cannot pronounce that one as well. I have to say. I'm
Yeah,
with you there. I cannot
normally
pronounce that
we
one.
have. Yeah. Normally we have Jose here who pronounces everything for us. This time,
Exactly.
if anyone types anything in Portuguese, I'm going to read it and I'm just going to go, yes. Oh, thank you, Gilles. Esk, we are with you. That it's a shame you have to race, because it would be really helpful to have you just during the entirety of the race, just translating everything for me, because currently I have no idea what I'm doing. But yeah, it does seem as though we'll be getting the race underway shortly. That's the translation. Perfect, Gilles. You're the man. And well done on your pole position. Very well deserved, of course. Almost a second ahead of everyone else, so
that's
we
extreme.
expect to see. Yeah, we expect to see a little bit of domination. But anyway, the final has begun. And of course, this is the final time that we will see that countdown, as this is the last race of the season. Let's make sure it's a great one, guys. It's Autopolis. It's Group 3. It's the R1 RaceOne Championship. The final round with Gilles starting from pole position. We then have Esk and Mian Kamasa rounding out that top 3. Missile Mike and Fastlane Dane in 4th and 5th, with Costelinius in 6th. Of course, we have a rolling start, which does help drivers just carry on their own way at the beginning of the race. Of course, when you have a standing start, generally you will see a little bit of chaos. However, looking just a little bit further back, nope, because I need to plug in my keyboard. There we go.
Seems that everybody is.
Yep, seems everyone's underway.
Perfect.
Switch keyboard.
Seems like a
on.
nice, good start. Okay.
For some reason, that's not working. Wait, I'm going to quickly exit and spectate again. For some reason, I can't spectate properly. There we go.
Anyway, it seems that the start has been pretty
some
calm and
reason-
everything is good. Okay.
Yeah, everyone's currently just holding position, but unfortunately it seems my screen's
Patience.
not
I guess
working.
sometimes it will come in a few seconds. So
Yeah, so
if
currently
you
we'll
want
have
to change, go on board, then it can take some minutes before you're able to do that. So
yeah, currently we'll just stick with bonnet camera of some of the people behind. We'll look back at Costelinius. Currently everyone just holding position. The top 6 all in the same position as they were previously. Oh,
Honey Pie left the room.
seems some small issues. There we go. I am finally, now that Honey Pie has left, my cameras work properly. So yeah, currently, clean start from everyone. Everyone seems to be just holding position as expected around this track. Very difficult to overtake. Of course, we have Gilles just leading the way, really extending his gap early on, so clearly showing his dominant pace. He's just nailing every single apex just where he needs to. Of course, you don't want to go too tight to some of these apexes because you actually want to carry as much speed as possible. And Gilles seems to be finding a perfect balance here and has just driven away from Esk and Mian Kamasa behind him. Currently a 1.5 second gap to the guys behind. So doing a fantastic job is Gilles. We'll quickly look back at Fastlane Dane, having a bit of a fight with Costelinius. Costelinius trying to go all the way around the outside, on the grass ever so slightly, because of a slight tap from Fastlane Dane. Nothing malicious there, though. And Costelinius continuing to try to look around the outside, trying to outbrake him, but not able to do so. Very difficult to overtake in that position. And Costelinius just holding onto 6th position right now, as he wasn't able to get past Fastlane Dane.
Ooh, no, dense traffic again.
Oh, yep, looking back
Dane passes.
just
Yeah,
a
Big
little
Dane
bit.
passes.
6th place has gone to Big Dane. Very impressive there. Very opportunistic, actually, as Kostylinius, just with that compromised run because of that fight with Fastlane Dane, actually running onto the grass a little bit there, trying to regain some time on Big Dane. Oh, and Christian, Longard, looking down the inside, currently holding that inside line, but Kostylinius, of course, with the outside, able to get a better run through the corner and able to hold on to position, but things are getting very tight down here, as looking back ever so slightly, we have, I'm going to try to pronounce the name again, Lunga in 10th position, fighting away with Blumsen. Seems to be a massive train from 7th position all the way down to 10th place. And in fact, if we look forward a bit, Gilles has made a mistake. Gilles is actually down into 3rd position here, and we'll quickly just check the replay, see if we can find anything that happened. And it seemed he just lost it going into the 3rd sector. As you saw there, him rejoining the track and losing a massive amount of time.
Taking 1st place now also, so a lot of things going on right now.
Oh my God!
We cannot keep up. This is a really, really good race.
Quickly going to watch that replay. Me and Kamasa looking down the inside of Esk on the replay, and just an easy move to move up into 1st position. Just gets his braking perfect and moves up into 1st place. But Esk not done with this. Of course, the two of them are teammates. They won't want to fight too much, as they will want to pull away from Gilles behind. But if we look back a little bit, we'll see if there's any more fights going on. We do have the top 3 Danish guys right now in Missile Mike, Fastlane Dane, and Big Dane, all seemingly in a little bit of a train. Big Dane really trying to hurry up Fastlane Dane ahead, as he's really closing up to the rear of him, only 2 tenths behind, setting purple sectors. So clearly Big Dane wasn't quite able to get the qualifying he would have wanted, and is showing now that he's got more pace than he did show in qualifying.
Absolutely, and it's going to be interesting now to see if he can preserve the tires. Still trying to push Assad as he's doing right now, so that's really going to be interesting in a few laps to see the tire wear.
Tyre wear, typically something Big Dane has struggled with a little bit. We've seen his teammate Missile Mike be absolutely light as a feather on his tyres, and Big Dane generally, whilst he has had a little bit more pace on occasion, he has absolutely destroyed his tyres. We'll have to see what is able to work out in this race, but we will quickly look up ahead a little bit more at Gilles, right behind Esk right now. So Gilles clearly on a fight back, as Esk has lost a massive amount of time to me and Kamasa ahead, and Gilles looking down the inside, trying to make that move work for 2nd position, gets the braking just right. Will Esk look for a cutback? He's not quite able to do so, and Gilles moves up into 2nd position, trying to hold that inside line to make sure he's able to hold on to the 2nd. And yep, Esk unable to challenge going into the 2nd sector. So Gilles now moving back up into 2nd place. He will want to hunt down me and Kamasa ahead, as of course he'll want to regain that 1st position that he's just lost, very unfortunately, early on in the race. Oh, but looking back slightly, we do have Kostylinius making a slight mistake, running off track because of that massive fight he had with Christian and Linga. We'll quickly check the replay just to see what happened there with Kostylinius. He was side by side, and unfortunately a little bit of contact with Blomsen and just running onto the grass. And of course, at that point, you really are just lost to the gravel. Really unfortunate there for Kostylinius, moving down into 10th place.
Big Dane has taken over the 5th position from Fastlane Dane right now. So
there's just so much going on. I was thinking this wouldn't be an exciting race, because this track just really doesn't. Yeah, normally around this track you just don't get much overtaking. We'll quickly check the replay once more. There's so many replays, and just watch Big Dane going down the inside of Missile Mike, getting that braking perfect and moving up into 5th position. Very nice move there from Big Dane. Quickly going to check the mini-map to see if there's any more fights going on. Currently it looks like the closest fights are between Christian and Blomsen, around 5 tenths separating them, with of course Lunga directly behind in 9th place. So we could see a change of positions here. But actually looking a little bit further up ahead, Big Dane may be coming under pressure from Fastlane Dane. They might be going for a move into turn 1. Not quite. Big Dane just holds onto that position for now. Fastlane Dane running a little bit onto the grass through turn 1. And overall just holding position right now. directly behind Big Dane. We'll quickly look back again at Christian, as Linger, it seems, has fallen off the pack a little bit. Maybe a slight mistake going into turn 1. But Christian now right on the back of Blomson. 6 tenths separating the two of them. Very evenly matched in pace, it seems. It doesn't seem like either of them has the edge over the other right now. And we'll have to see if Christian able to line up any sort of move in the upcoming laps. Around this time in the race is where tyre wear will start to become an issue for the drivers. Of course, looking at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, we can see tyre wear around 15% for Christian. So it's definitely going to play a factor in his braking, his turning ability, and we'll have to see whether that affects Blomson ahead of him as well, whether either of them make any sort of mistake, and whether there will be any sort of action upcoming in the next few laps.
I think in a few laps we'll see a lot more action again, and I see already now that Missile Mike and Fast Lane Dane are, as usual, Missile Mike as usual, very good in preserving his tyre, but Fast Lane Dane is really doing a good job as well.
Oh, as we do actually have yellow flags out. Who's that for? That's for Big Dane! Looking back, Big Dane has spun it!
All the way off the track, yes.
We'll quickly check the replay just to see what happened there. But looking at his hood camera, just getting on to the apex a little bit and just spinning because of that slight touch of the grass on the outside, and that has lost him a massive amount of time. All that time that he had previously gained from overtaking some of his Danish competitors, he has now lost because of that unfortunate mistake. Of course, riding that inside curb, quite often you'll lose a bit of control of the car, and it seemed like that was the case there, as he just wasn't able to get the turning in that he would have wanted to. Of course, he did, as well as that, have quite worn tyres. And unfortunately, Big Dane just losing the car at that point. Just slight tap of the grass, and the car just went spinning around.
Yes, a huge prize. Cost 8 seconds to Christian Lundgaard. So,
yeah, very unfortunate there for Big Dane. Overall, it would have cost him a fight for what possibly could have been a podium. We'll have to see if he's able to regain some time. However, we will look forward now to the leader currently in Mian Kamasa. The person who set up this league is actually leading the race right now. Of course, Gilles did make that mistake earlier, but Mian Kamasa, if he can hold on to this position, I'm sure he'll be very happy. Of course, he's doing a fantastic job right now in that BMW M6 M-Power. I think it's the M-Power version. It may be the Vulcanhorst. But as you can see, just getting, well, really using as much of the track as physically possible. From apex to apex, Mian Kamasa goes. And just holding that first position right now, 1 second ahead of Gilles.
Yeah, but he's losing a lot of time right now. He's lost half a second on the last lap here. So he really has to push now to keep his position.
Of course, there is a slight dilemma in that if he does in fact push, his tyres are going to degrade even faster, and he may need to come into the pits earlier. So it's really unfortunate that Mian Kamasa, he's got to find that balance. However, a very good first sector there from Mian Kamasa, 3 tenths purple.
That's good.
But yeah, it seems like Gilles just slowly reeling him in. The Mercedes generally a little bit better on its tyres, generally a little bit better on its fuel. But we will actually look back currently at Missile Mike, now pressuring the back of Esk in third position. So knocking on the door of a podium position is Missile Mike. Obviously we know him for holding his tyres to a fantastic degree, and we'll have to see if that's going to help him in this fight against Esk. Currently 5 tenths separating the two of them, so very close. Missile Mike is going to be right in that slipstream, but of course he will be feeling the effects of dirty air through these very long corners, which isn't going to help his tyres, and overall is going to make him a little bit slower.
Now here by the end of the season, I can tell you he loves to be in this position. It's really where he really loves to be. Just sit there, nice and easy, and just enjoying his race. It's his favorite position right now. So he's right where he wants to be, that's for sure. Of course, he would like to be a little bit further up, but anyway, chasing nice and easy. It's absolutely where he prefers to be. So that's good.
Well, right now he may be in his comfort zone, but Esk definitely won't be. He'll be feeling that pressure that Missile Mike is just piling onto him right now. As we do in fact see the leaders coming into the pits. We'll quickly cut to me and Kamasa. 2% less fuel than Gilles, so not really any massive difference there. But we'll quickly watch me and Kamasa and Gilles, see if there's any sort of undercut or overcut, any refueling which affects track position. And actually, it's very close between the two of them coming out of the pits. They are literally inside one another. And side by side, going towards turn 1. Me and Kamasa trying to hold it around the outside, but Gilles with that inside line, but he hasn't got the best run through turn 1. Me and Kamasa could continue to look around the outside and may be able to hold that outside line going into turn 2. He's still trying it, but Gilles breaks later and seemingly has the better line going through these corners. So Gilles right now taking the effective net race lead. Unless, of course, we see any alternate strategies coming into play.
Yeah,
but right
it's going
now,
to be very interesting to follow the strategies right now. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Well, these guys definitely leading the pack in terms of coming into the pits. We haven't seen any of the other front runners coming in at this point, so definitely that, well, they may have a plan in their minds right now. We'll have to see just how things play out. But looking ahead, we do still have Missile Mike right on the back of Esk, now fighting for the race lead.
And now looking at Missile Mike, please take a look at his fuel level compared to the other guys. He has much more fuel left in the tank, so maybe a little bit less time in the pit for refueling.
Well, that's definitely going to help him out. Of course, he may just be taking things a little bit, cautious and just letting off the throttle a little bit now that he's in that slipstream of Esk. He knows that it's going to be difficult to overtake, so maybe just backing off ever so slightly and just letting Esk really pull him along in this race. If he can just save fuel directly behind him, he could end up in that fight for first place. So right now, Missile Mike maybe playing more of a strategic race than just an all-out pace race.
What's going on?
Very close between the two of them going towards turn 2. We do have a few fights further back between Fastlane Dane and DRL Blomson. Of course, we have Gilles and me and Kamasa still quite close right now. However, we will continue to watch this fight. Missile Mike still really pressurising Esk. However, we're not sure if he's even going to bother going for a move at this point. He could just sit back, save some fuel, save his tyres, and maybe go for an alternative strategy. He could be on for a one-stop at this point, as me and Kamasa and Gilles have sort of dedicated to that two-stop, as they've come in very early in comparison to everyone else, where we could see the others actually trying this one-stop. Of course, track position, a heavenly thing around this track, as it is so difficult to overtake. So definitely may play into their hands later on in the race. However, right now they are going to be losing time hand over fist to the likes of Gilles and me and Kamasa, who on that fresh rubber can just set fast lap after fast lap.
And they're really pushing right now. I can see Gilles is 1:43.9 now, so he's pushing again and they're making some very fast laps.
Well, Gilles, in fact, right on the back of Christian right now. Only 2 temps separating the two of them. They've really closed up to Christian on the course of the lap. Gilles actually looking down the inside there as Christian gets a little bit wobbly coming through the corner. He's got his nose in, but not quite able to go for anything just yet. However, he may be able to carry more speed going onto this back straight. Only 2 temps separating the two of them, so Gilles really lining up a move right now. Christian actually defending, so Gilles really swerving to that outside line, but he has got better tyres. We'll have to see if he's able to hold it all the way around the outside. A magnificent move there from Gilles. Absolutely nailing that braking point, and absolutely amazing. Of course, with that fresher compound of tyre, he is definitely able to do that. He's got more grip in his tyres right now, and just fantastic from Gilles. Just true commitment to go all the way around the outside. And now we have me and Kamasa pressurising Christian as well.
And just the fastest lap, so he's really pushing right now. He's going full speed ahead.
It does seem as though a massive fight going on between the two of them. Esk and Missile Mike currently just holding position, but are very close to one another. However, we'll quickly watch to see if me and Kamasa are able to dispatch of Christian. Not quite yet, it seems, as he will have to wait. However, getting a slightly better run going through that corner. He's looking around the outside. Maybe he'll be able to get a move done. Not quite. It seemed he may have run into the back of Christian as he tried to pull out of the slipstream, which just allowed Christian to hold on to that position. So currently really pressurising the back of him. As Gilles actually has already caught up to the next guy ahead, so
very fast, yeah, right
very
now.
much.
Really fast.
We'll quickly check how Gilles doing, as actually he's up the inside of Blomsen. And in fact, Esk has come into the pits as well, and Blomsen, Blomsen's been overtaken by Gilles. Gilles has made up another position. We'll quickly check with me and Kamasa just to see if he's able to get the move done on Christian. He's definitely got the run on him this time. Definitely side by side with them. He's got that inside line. He's got the fresher rubber. There should be an easy move. And me and Kamasa moves up into 4th position. Yep. But now he's got a lot of work to do. Gilles has massively run away from me and Kamasa in terms of time. He is around 5-6 seconds up the road. When previously, when they came out of the pits, the gap was... Well, they were side by side coming out of the pits, so essentially nothing. But now, Gilles, because of this traffic, he's opened that gap up to an absolute ton of time, around 5 seconds. So fantastic for Gilles, but very unfortunate there for me and Kamasa. We'll quickly look back at Esk, who has now come out of the pits. He's filled up to around 80% of fuel, so he's done some refueling there in his BMW. Has come out in a massive pocket of clean air, to be fair to him. And we'll have to see if he's doing a 1-stop or a 2-stop. As he did come in on lap 10.
Yeah, 1-stop. It's going to be a long last stint.
Yeah, he definitely seems to be trying to get that undercut, which may work out for him. It will definitely should move him ahead of Missile Mike for certain. But we'll quickly look back at Fast Lane Dane and Big Dane, who are currently actually quite close to one another, only 5 tenths separating the two of them. Of course, Big Dane, with that mistake earlier on, spinning around, really unfortunate for him. But now Fast Lane Dane on that really fresh rubber, as of course he just came into the pits as well, looking all the way around the outside, and it seemed Big Dane actually just letting him through there, as it wasn't worth fighting that position.
Yeah. No, he has to pit now, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so currently definitely on some quite worn tyres, as we do see some of the other guys coming into the pits. Missile Mike, namely.
Yeah.
As Missile Mike out of the pits now. And it seems as though Missile Mike moving ahead of Esk. That could be because of that massive amount of fuel saving he did earlier. And of course Esk, well, he was pushing quite hard just to keep ahead of Missile Mike. So actually Missile Mike, not having to refuel as much, moves ahead into 3rd position. However, Esk currently with a slightly higher amount of fuel, so he will be able to push slightly more than Missile Mike, who's going to have to fuel save yet again during this stint. However, Missile Mike will have the fresher tyres, as he has come in a lap later than Esk. So very much a close battle between the two of them right now. Yep. The fight for a podium position very much still open. We could see anything at this point. But the guys who have really run away with it are Gilles and me and Kamasa, of course. However, they are on a 2-stop strategy. They will have to pit again. We're not quite sure how long the pit lane is here. However, if it is less than 14 seconds, then the two of them definitely have this 1-2 in the bag. But we'll quickly look back to Christian Longard. I'm pretty sure I got that right. Who is directly behind Lunga. Pretty sure I got that right. And
that's also good.
Perfect. And only 4 tenths separating the two of them. So very close between the two Danishmen right now. As Gilles coming into the pits already. We'll quickly look at that actually, because Gilles may in fact emerge behind Missile Mike and Esk, which could undo all of his hard work. But actually, Esk has moved ahead of Missile Mike. So Missile Mike must have made some sort of mistake there. But Gilles, in fact, now moving behind the two of them. Very strange there, as Gilles, surely you would have wanted to go a little bit longer on that stint, so he could really use all the tyres. However, right now, he's opted not to do that. That could be a small strategic mistake there from Gilles. We'll have to see how it plays out in the end. He will have the fresher tyres now. However, It's a very strange strategy, but we'll quickly check the replay just to see what happened with Esk and Missile Mike. So, as you can see in the replay here, was Missile Mike just getting a little bit sideways, but he does hold on to it there. So we'll have to see Missile Mike actually just taking things a little bit too wide on the final 2 corners. And Esk easily able to slot up the inside, moving up into 3rd position. A fantastic move there from Esk. But of course, Missile Mike, he'll definitely be on a fight back later on. But currently, the man leading is Mian Kamasa, holding a 15-second gap almost to Esk. We'll have to see what Mian Kamasa does, as I expect to see him come in around lap 15. However, Gilles has just thrown a spanner in the works by pitting very much earlier.
Yeah, it looks a little bit strange, but anyways, now he's out on more or less on the same level as Missile Mike, so it will be a one-to-one battle on the dying laps.
It definitely will make things a little bit more exciting for us. It'll be a straight
Absolutely.
fight between the 2 of them. However, it just seems a little bit strange for me to see Gilles coming in so early when he had what essentially was still quite fresh tyres. He may not have wanted to lose as much time later on in the stint. However, now he's going to be on these soft compounder tyres for way longer during this stint. He's going to have to do 10 laps on them, whereas you'd expect on a 2-stop the maximum amount of laps that you would do on a soft compound is about 8 laps. So a little bit strange from Gilles. However, he normally knows what he's doing, so we'll have to see just what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. And Missile Mike has a very, very good first sector, it seems. So they're pushing. Everybody's pushing in the front now.
Well, it definitely seems as though some gaps are emerging, unfortunately, as we don't actually have any close battles right now, which does mean we could do a quick rundown of the grid. Of course, Jose normally does this. I'll honour him in doing it for him for once. So we'll quickly run down this grid. In 1st position, we have Mian Kamasa. However, still needing to do one more pit stop, so we'll see where he emerges later on. Esk, the first of the 1-stoppers, in 2nd position right now. Missile Mike directly behind him in 3rd place. Gilles, after that strange early pit stop, currently sitting in 4th position, only 1.2 seconds behind Missile Mike.
Yeah, picking up now.
Yeah, very close. And the gap is definitely closing between the 2 of them, now down to below 1 second. So definitely closing there for Gilles.
Yeah.
Maybe he did know what he was doing after all. But quickly, we have DRL Blomson sitting in 5th position right now. He's had a bit of a quiet race. However, he's been doing well overall, holding his Hyundai in a good position.
DRL Blomson is the former DRL Bestifar boy. So if anybody is a little bit in doubt who is Blomson, so then it's the former Bestifar boy.
Ah, fair enough. Well,
he changed his PSN ID.
Fair enough. Well, he's currently doing a pretty decent job, to be fair. He hasn't made any massive errors. He's been having decent pace, so currently doing a fantastic job. Just sitting there in 5th position, not really close to anyone right now. However, he is slightly being closed in by Fastlane Dane, who is currently in 6th position, 3 seconds behind Blomson. In 7th position, we have Christian, currently 7.5 seconds off of Fastlane Dane. 8th place we have GTP Big Dane. Unfortunately, after that earlier spin, hasn't quite been able to recover and is currently sitting in 8th position after having what was a promising start to the race. In 9th position we have Lunga, currently 11 seconds off of Big Dane. 10th position we have Alan in his Jaguar, 3 seconds off of Lunga, so that could be an interesting fight to watch later on in the race. In 11th position we have Costolinius, 10 seconds off of Alan. Unfortunately, after an earlier incident, Costolinius down in 11th. What could have been a promising race for him, a little bit down the drain now. However, he's carrying on and doing a decent job. And in 12th position, we have Myenson rounding out the grid. However, looking ahead now, we do have that interesting fight for second. Esk, Missile Mike and Gilles pretty much all within a second of one another. It's getting really close between... They are, in fact, within a second of one another. As Missile Mike trying to look for a move on Esk. Esk actually hopping the curb of the final corner a little bit there. He's able to hold the car. However, Now Missile Mike looking down that inside. Is he going to be able to make the move work? Going into turn 1, a little bit of door banging. Gilles looks up the inside. But unfortunately not able to make it work. He definitely ran a little bit too deep there. And back down to 4th position. But Missile Mike gaining that 2nd position as he had the run on Esk going through the final corner. And of course that Aston with some
great race.
Definitely doing a fantastic job, all 3 of them right now. They're very close, they're keeping things clean. Of course Gilles, he did completely outbrake himself there, but he knew he had outbroken himself, so he got out of the way of everyone else. And down in 4th position right now, but he knows he can fight back later on. However, that will have affected his tyres ever so slightly, so that may play a factor later on. But the train still very much there, 4 temps separating Missile Mike and Esk. And of course Gilles still right on the back of Esk, so things really heating up. We should of course see me and Kamasa coming into the pits very soon. And if these guys continue to fight like this, it could get a little bit interesting for me and Kamasa, who will be on completely fresh rubber towards the end of the race, whereas these guys will have very dying tyres. But currently, look at this racing. Very close between all 3 of them. 3 temps separating Esk and Missile Mike, almost running into the back of Missile Mike there, but of course these guys know how to control their cars. And almost giving him a little bit of a tap there. The BMW, the Aston Martin and the Mercedes, with me and Kamasa in fact coming into the pits now, 10% of fuel, so he's going to have to refuel quite a bit there. As things definitely heating up a little bit now. We'll look back at... Oh, no, that's me and Kamasa. Gilles directly behind Esk. Very close between the 2 of them. Is Gilles looking down the inside? He has a look, but doesn't quite go for anything just yet. Decides better of it, decides to wait for a better opportunity. As me and Kamasa, in fact, emerging in 5th position, actually 6th position, as he has been overtaken by Fastlane Dane. However, he may have the run on Fastlane Dane going towards turn 2. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to make the move work, just slightly too far back. So we will look further ahead at Esk, who currently still holding off Gilles, but Gilles looking massively punchy. Of course, Gilles on 2-lap fresher tyres, so he has got much more tyre life. And now Gilles really lining up a move, looking down that inside of Esk. He's broken later, and it seems as though Gilles able to make that move work. Will Esk look for a cutback? Not quite able to do so. And Gilles moves up into 2nd position. Next man up for Gilles will be Missile Mike, but of course Missile Mike, we know, light as a feather on his tyres, may be able to hold off Gilles to take this race victory. Things have really gotten interesting here. We'll look back at me and Kamasa side by side with Fastlane Dane, but on that outside, not quite able to make anything work going through that corner. Of course, you really have to be on the inside line going through there if you want to make an overtake, as the outside line takes such a long time in comparison that you're never really going to be able to make an overtake work going into there. But me and Kamasa currently 14 seconds off of the lead of Missile Mike, so he's really going to need to overtake Fastlane Dane and DRL Blomson as quickly as physically possible if he really wants a chance at taking the race victory. He will be on massively more fresh tyres, but we'll have to see just what happens later on in the race. He's got the slipstream right now. Looking around the outside maybe, as he does brake slightly later. He's trying to look around the outside, but not quite able to make it work. However, looking slightly ahead, we do have Missile Mike, who has currently defended the position from Gilles. However, the 2 of them very close. Gilles has closed up massively. What we saw earlier was about a gap of a second between the 2 of them. However, Gilles now narrowing that down to only 3 temps. So really closed up to Missile Mike on that last lap. Will Gilles be looking for a move? He's looking down the inside. He's braking later. A little bit of door banging there, but a fair move. And Gilles moves up into 1st position. Missile Mike now may have to settle for 2nd, as Gilles on that fresher set of soft compound tyres will have to try to focus his efforts on defending against Esk. However, we saw earlier Gilles did make that mistake, and we'll have to see if he's able to hold on to the 1st position, which earlier on he was not able to do.
And Bianco Massa is unfortunately not able to take over on Fastlane Dane. He's lost another second to the leading driver, so it's going to be difficult now for him to pick up 15 seconds in 4 laps. I think that's not going to happen, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, it does seem as though Bianco Massa just trying to look for a way around Fastlane Dane, but Fastlane Dane currently just putting up a magnificent defence, just defending in the right positions, getting the right type of exit, and it seems as though he may even be able to hold on to 5th position. Bianco Massa will have a much better run going through these final few corners though, and it seems as though Fastlane Dane gonna have to defend once again. Bianco Massa looking around the outside. Will he be able to make the move work this time? He's side by side. He wasn't side by side before. Fastlane Dane slightly ahead, but Bianco Massa able to brake late, going all the way around the outside. And a fantastic move there from Bianco Massa. Brilliant there to get all the way around the outside. We'll quickly have a little look at how that move went, as it was an excellent move, looking all the way around the outside there of Fastlane Dane, just getting that braking perfect. And of course Fastlane Dane on a much older set of tyres, unable to defend there against Bianco Massa, who now moves into 5th position and can hunt down Blomsen ahead. We'll quickly look at how Blomsen is doing in his Hyundai. So if you do in fact look at the top 4, they are all in different teams, all in different cars in fact. We have Gilles in the Mercedes AMG, Michel Mike in the Aston Martin, Esk in the BMW, and Blomsen in the Hyundai. The Hyundai generally a little bit of an underrated car. It can have its tracks where it's magnificent, however generally considered to be a little bit underpowered, so people don't often go for it. However, Blomsen doing a fantastic job in that Hyundai today.
Yes, he's really one of the fast Danish drivers. He really is, and he can manage also driving these little bit, as you said, a little bit slower cars, and still make some very fantastic laps. But he's always ending up number 2 or 3 in the final standings. He really needs to find, let's say, more stability to get on the top of the podium every time. So, but he's really fast on a single lap every time. In the qualifying, he's normally very good.
Well, currently he's sitting in 4th position, so he's had a very consistent race. You can see from the lap times he's done. The overtime he's gotten a little bit slower, but that's purely because of the tyre wear. And he's managed to hold pretty decent pace throughout the entirety of the race. And we'll have to see whether Bianco Massa are able to overtake him. There are only 3 laps remaining. However, Bianco Massa gaining a massive amount of time through every single corner. And in fact, Bianco Massa may be on for 3rd position, as in fact Esk, as we look ahead, losing a massive amount of time now. His tyres are absolutely shot, as he's dropped down into the 48s in terms of lap times. So Esk, of course, he did go for that earlier pit stop, but currently that's not seemed to be working out for him.
And it seems that Gilles is pulling away for the first position, on the first position now, 1.6 seconds ahead of Michel Mike.
Well, with that fresher set of tyres, he definitely seems to be pulling a little bit of a gap. We saw in qualifying that he did have that ultimate pace, so maybe he's just showing a little bit of it now, just stretching his legs, showing what the car can do, showing what he can do, and just extending that gap to Michel Mike. But looking back now, Blomsen already being lined up by Bianco Massa. In only half a lap, he's caught up over 2 seconds. So Bianco Massa definitely with the tyre advantage here. Will Bianco Massa be able to look for a move? He's looking down the inside. He's braking later. He may have the move done going into turn 1. But Blomsen able to get that cutback. A lovely little move there from Blomsen, as Bianco Massa just outbroke himself ever so slightly. And unable to gain that position. A little bit of desperation showing there from Bianco Massa, who does in fact slide a little bit going into turn 2. So you can see Bianco Massa really needing to get a hurry on if he wants to gain that final podium position, which is still up for grabs, as Esk losing a massive amount of time now. However, if he's not able to get past Blomsen soon, it does seem as though it's going to be off the cards, and he will have to settle 4th or maybe even 5th depending on whether or not he can get past Blomson, who currently is doing a lovely job of defending. However, me and Kamasa really closing up, looking down the inside, but not quite able to go for anything just yet. Just a little bit too far away from Blomson. However, getting a very nice exit out of that corner. In the slipstream right now, looking down the inside, but doesn't seem as though he's close enough to go for anything just yet. Very frustrating for me and Kamasa, and this is really showing the nature of the track. However, looking down the inside now, but again, not quite able to make the move work. As now Blomson with the inside line for the next corner, and will hold on to 4th position. Me and Kamasa now looking down the inside again. A little bit of door banging there, but he did have his nose into the inside. Things are getting a little bit spicy.
Great racing.
Yeah, definitely. Me and Kamasa, well, he had his nose in there. He really needed to go for that move at some point if he wanted that chance to catch up to Esk, who is on absolutely dead tyres. It could still happen. I know there's a 6.5 second gap. However, with those tyres, it could get interesting. But as you say, we are on the final lap now. So definitely running out of opportunities. But looking forwards now, we do have Gilles extending his gap to 4 seconds, really controlling that race lead. We'll cut to bonnet camera for him and just see what sort of a lap he's actually doing around here, how he's handling that car on what looks like extremely worn tyres. So as you can see,
that you and I have to learn a little bit about the pit strategy.
Oh, for sure. We thought Gilles had completely thrown away this race at one point. He'd come in for a pit so early, but it turns out it actually worked. However, that was definitely helped by the fact he had that advantage by having pole position. So it definitely helped him out a little bit there. However, me and Kamasa not able to replicate it. However, he did come into the pits much later. So track position definitely cost me and Kamasa a little bit, as he did have a little bit of trouble overtaking people later on in the race. But now Gilles, as you can see, coming around the last few bends. We'll cut back to television camera as he's coming into the 3rd and final sector. He will definitely be taking the final race victory of RaceOne Championship, round 10 at Autopolis. Gilles is the final race winner. He's around the final bend. He's flashing his lights in celebration, and he has won the final round. Race. Absolutely amazing. Missile Mike comes home in 2nd position. A fantastic race from him, making up positions during the race. Esk in the end only 2 seconds ahead of me and Kamasa, so that gap definitely came down quite a bit, but overall Esk just managing to hold on to his car, even though his tyres were in a terrible state during those final few laps, but able to hold on to that final podium position. Very well done there from Esk. Me and Kamasa in 4th position, unable to regain the positions later on in the race. However, as you can see, the 2 teammates side by side there. So a lot of racing respect between the 2 of them. DRL Blomson having a fantastic race, a little bit lonely for him, however doing a great job nonetheless in 5th position. In 6th place we have Fast Lane Dane, Christian in the top 7. Then we have Big Dane in 8th position, not the race he would have wanted. Lunga in 9th. And yeah, brilliant job from Gilles, claiming that final race victory. He got the pole position, he got the fastest lap. He has won here today.
Fantastic,
very well deserved, as you said.
Season winner and also final winner. It's fantastic. That's how it should be. And that was with really, really great racing, I have to say. Really, really great racing.
It was definitely very fun racing to watch. We'll quickly round out the grid here. So 10th position did go to Alan in the end. Costelinius in 11th and Meinson in 12th. But yeah, fantastic job to all of the people on the podium today, and fantastic job to everyone for putting on such an entertaining race. From start to finish, I thought this race was going to be a little bit boring, to be honest, because generally this track just doesn't allow for such overtaking. However, with the differing pit strategies, with people on, of course, in different cars, different tyre strategies, it just ended up being a very exciting race on what typically isn't an exciting racetrack. So fantastic job from all the racers. We will quickly invite Gilles, Missile Mike and Esk into the party, as we do have the interviews. So I will quickly invite them into the party, if I can find them. So Gilles, Missile Mike And who was the last person? Esk, was it? I don't have Esk on my friends list. Wait, I can search his name, I'm pretty sure. Well, that's a little bit annoying. We'll invite those two real quick, and then we will just quickly SHN invite. Oh, there we go. View suggested. There we go. Thank you very much, Rene. I just didn't have him on my friends list, so couldn't invite him for some reason.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening. Very well done.
Hello,
on
Dan.
the podium today. Hello, Shiel. Absolutely
Hello,
fantastic
Rachel.
job, everyone.
Congratulations! Really, really amazing race.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have
it
to
was
say-
a tough one. I didn't think so.
I thought this
I-
race was going to be an absolute snooze fest, but you guys, you never disappoint, do you? Every single time where I think, oh, this isn't going to be exciting, you deliver. And today was nothing short of spectacular. Honestly, we were just commentating our asses off the entire time. It was so much fun watching all of you guys race. And yeah, fantastic from all of you.
Yeah.
And what a tremendous pace you had on this track. It was amazing. You were so much faster than everybody else. That was amazing.
Yeah, but I have to say it was a little bit of a surprise for me to have that kind of difference, that kind of pace difference. I thought all the other drivers were pretty close or closer to me. I definitely got surprised in the qualifying session. I never expected to be 8 tenths ahead of the pack, so it was a surprise for me. It made me well. I have to say, yeah, I felt confident, but that kind of pace put me in some sort of dilemma because I had my strategy pretty much on paper, and
Okay,
right after the start, I have to rethink all over again. What am I going to do? I was going for a 2 pit stop strategy, like I did, but not like this. I was thinking 3 stints, all over the same, 7 laps each. But after my mistake on lap 1, I have to reset the computer, and I was starting to cover Bianco Massa. He was my main opponent for the championship, and I thought for myself, yeah, now I'm going with Miguel. I'm going to do whatever he's doing. So okay, but as long as the race was developing, I started to manage some fuel. I was starting to drive on level 2 power, and I thought that Miguel was going for one pit stop strategy. And when he stopped at lap 7, I said, "Oh dear, I'm," because my pace was pretty much slower than I expected to do a 2-stop strategy, and I thought, okay, I'm done. I lost some time with that race pace during the first stint, so I thought, okay, I'm done. I have to start over again. I have to drive like a maniac again. So that's what I did. I managed to come out the pits in front of Bianco Massa. That was a plus for me, I have to say. And after that, I started pushing and pushing and pushing. And when I was just about to catch Missile Mike, he pitted. So I thought again, okay, he's now on the pits, fresh tires, ready to go till the end. I have 2 more laps to do with the current tires. What am I going to do? Here I go again. And I decided to pit 1 lap later in order to not lose time to Missile Mike. I was not worried about Mianco Massa anymore, and my worries turned out to be Missile Mike. So my race was pretty much intense in that situation. But yeah, in the end, it was pretty amazing. I have so much fun with my pursuits, with the overtakes, and finally bring the cup home, bring the car home, and win the race.
Well, you definitely did an absolutely fantastic job, and you can tell from how much you just talked there that you are very excited about this race win. Of course, that was the final round of the R1 Championship of this season, and well, you've had a fantastic season throughout the entirety of the season. You had little points where things looked a little bit shaky when we had the first few, when we had Big Dane and Missile Mike first come into the league. Of course, there looks like there may be a little bit of pressure there. However, you've regained your form throughout the season, and overall you've had a fantastic season. And is there anything you'd like to round the season out with? Anything you'd like to say just as the champion?
Oh, well, I have to say hello, Ask. Oh, Missile Mike is already here with us. I haven't seen. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, my main thought is going to the amazing season we had. I have to say, these Danish guys, Missile Mike, GTP Big Dane, and all the others. I'm sorry for not bringing their names up, but they are a few amazing drivers. They are very fast, and they really made me, and I believe all the other drivers, to push up to the next level. I have to say, I have to, well, as we say here in Portugal, I have to put my ass down, and to go up the next level in order to put some pressure on Missile Mike, on GTP Big Dane, because when they came in the championship, they show themselves amazing drivers with a lot of skill, driving skills and tactical skills. They always surprise us during the races with their pace, with their tire management, with their fuel management, with their pit stop strategies. So I believe that this second half of the championship was better. The championship was improving race by race, and I just have to clap my hands and say thank you guys to show up to join this championship, and I hope you stay with us for the upcoming championships, because you are a plus for us.
Well, thank you very much, Gilles. It's been an honour to watch you race throughout the season, and yeah, thank you for those brilliant words. I'm sure everyone watching appreciates them. We have had me and Kamasa join real quick, so me and Kamasa, do you want to say anything?
Yeah. Thank you all, guys. Very nice championship and very nice race today. Unfortunately, my strategy didn't work so well, and congratulations to Chill for the championship and all the other guys involved in the championship. It was a really amazing one. So I hope you guys join us for the next championship. Okay, you are more than welcome, and that's it. So congratulations to Missile Mike once again. A good strategy and a good management of the tires and so on. And to my teammates who took the third place. I lost several times to overtake some drivers, so was my fault. Nothing more to say. So thank you once again, guys. Thank you very much, and to the commentators also.
Yeah. Let me just say that. Thank you very much for you guys during the broadcasts. I don't know Recrio. I think he's joining us for the first time. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. It's the first time, yes, yeah.
Anyway,
it's
you are
really been
quite
a pleasure.
welcome. Yes, you are quite welcome. Nice to meet you. Nice to hear you. And then you are an amazing broadcaster. I think you belong to Eurosport or something like that.
Absolutely.
You are amazing, and I know somehow that you are also a very good driver. But yeah, okay, stay with commentating.
We'll have to see.
Dan told me that he goes to the Sky channel for the F1 commentators on the pit
Sky
lane.
Sports F1.
Definitely. That's my future plans.
Yeah, congratulations, Dan. You are terrific.
Amazing.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, guys. I've really
But
enjoyed
you are welcome
commentating
to join
for you
us
guys.
on the track. You are quite welcome to join us someday on the track as well.
That's definitely an offer I'll have to consider. I mean, watching you guys race has been amazing, and well, joining in on that does definitely sound intriguing and entertaining. But then again, I don't want to show you guys up, do I? So.
Okay. Okay.
No, I think it'll be a hell of a lot closer than I'd like. So we'll see in the future.
Good point.
No, I can't have you guys showing me up. Like, I have a reputation to uphold, but either way.
Okay.
Honestly, though, it's been fantastic watching all of you guys race. It's like a massive honour watching some of you. Sheil, I've been watching you race the whole time I've been commentating on this. You've been absolutely fantastic and have only been improving the whole time. Some of the new guys, we've got Esk, obviously, who's been around for quite a while. He's been slowly improving. Missile Mike, obviously with us right now. You could just see from watching him, just that tyre-saving tactic that he's able to do. It's just magnificent to watch. And yeah, every little driver just has that little thing about them that really gives us a bit of a spark and a reason to watch them. And yeah, it's been absolutely amazing commentating on all of you.
Yeah, thank you. I think Missile Mike and Dusk should have a word. They haven't spoken yet.
For sure. So I'm getting into that now. So
they are so quiet.
So we will move on to Missile Mike first. So second place there, Missile Mike. You did start quite a bit further down, however. So I just want to ask, how was it that you were able to move up so many positions so quickly? Was it the tyre saving tactic that you employed? Was it fuel saving? Was it just raw pace? Just what were you doing during that race to gain so many positions?
Oh.
Yeah, fourth position.
Yeah.
Thank you, Missile. It was real fun. It was amazing to fight with you, with all the guys. But we were fighting for lead, and that is a rush. Congratulations.
Yeah,
yes.
A brilliant fight all the way down the grid, to be honest. The top four were having some excellent fights. And again, massive congratulations there, Missile Mike, in gaining second position. Fantastic race from you. I don't know if I'm going to need a translator to ask Esk a question.
Yeah.
By all means.
Yeah, don't speak English.
So I'll say it to you, me and Kamasa, and then you can maybe do a bit of a translation. So I just wanted to ask, well, firstly, congratulations for getting third place, obviously. Fantastic race from you. And I just want to say, what was your thinking in coming in for that lap 10 pit?
O que ele está a perguntar é o que é que tu pensaste quando entraste para a box na volta número 10. Ele julgava que tu ias entrar mais tarde um bocadinho, mas tu entraste mais cedo. O que é que tu pensaste? Well, he says that his tires are quite well on lap 10, so because of that he tried to go to refuel and put some tires on lap 10 because he thinks he can make 12 laps with still with good tires. So the team strategy was me making two stops and him making just one stop. So I think 2 stops was a good strategy, but I lost a lot of time on the overtakings. And Felipe or Esk have a great fight with Gilles. Gilles puts great pressure on him, and Misali Mike also, because they pass him and go away. So he decided to just make his own race and not to ruin going on grass or on gravel. So that's what he did. So for me, almost catch him on the last lap. If the race have one more lap, probably I was just overtake him. But a very, very nice race for Esk, my teammate.
Yeah, a massive congratulations, Esk. You did amazing to gain third position there.
He says for the next time he's going to practice more because he wanna go have a fight with all the guys in front. So the next time you can count on Esk for the next time.
I look forward to seeing that fight for first place. I want to see Esk getting first now then. That's a big statement that's been made and I look forward to it.
He says it's very hard because Chill is a very fast guy, but he's gonna try that for the next time.
I'm sure you could do it, Esk. You've shown brilliant pace, and yeah, well done on third.
Chill is the target for the next championship, so be careful, Chill. The next time you're gonna be the target for all of us.
As long as you don't get my bullseye, it's okay.
So I just want to have one question to Missile Mike. What's happened to GTP Big Dan today? I don't think he have a good race today. What's happened to him? What?
Oh.
I don't think he can.
Yeah, I don't know if he's
didn't
here.
hear me.
He's here with us, but
Might be away
no
from
problem.
the microphone.
Mike,
Yeah.
are you there? No.
No, maybe not.
So.
I think.
Yeah, because I was surprised on the qualifying with the Danish guys, including Misali Mike and Big Dan. I thought they could be more in front of Chill, me, and Esk, but nope. I don't. Misali Mike says that they have that problem with the gasoline.
Well,
but Big Dan, I don't know what happened with him.
I think that this track doesn't suit the Aston Martin very well.
Yeah, I think
the car was too nervous. When I followed Missile Mike for a couple of laps, I felt pretty comfortable. My car was steady, my car was smooth, and Missile Mike was struggling with this rear end. The tail of the car was constantly dancing around. So I think that this track doesn't suit that car. It's my opinion.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Yeah. Also my opinion.
Well, Big Dane did have a small incident during the race, to be fair to him. He had a very similar incident to Gilles, who had that spin earlier on in the race.
Oh.
He hit the curb on the inside a little bit too hard,
Exactly.
and in the end got a wheel onto the grass on the outside and ended up spinning around. So that did cost Big Dane quite a lot of time. He could have been fighting maybe for around 6th position, maybe 5th, but yeah,
alone.
in the end, having
But
that
alone.
mistake.
Alone. No one hit
By
him.
himself. Yeah,
Alone.
it's spun by
Yeah,
himself.
it was
Yeah.
alone. Yeah, no one
Yes,
hit him.
solo. Solo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just hitting the curb slightly wrong, unfortunately.
Okay, just let me tell you one more thing, Dan and René, to end the transmission. Okay, my friends, we're gonna this championship is finished. Okay, so we're gonna start a new one for the next month. Let me check the dates for the beginning of the next championship. Hold on a second. I think it is on the 8th of June.
Yeah.
8th of June. Okay. So my friends and all the guys who are watching the video, if you are interested, please visit the RaceOne page on Facebook and ask if you want to participate on the championship. So you need to form a team of 2. Okay. The cars are from the group 4, but not all the cars, just a few one. So that's
a
it,
shame.
guys. Yeah, that's a shame, but
That's a shame.
so
It's
if
not
you are
fair. You ruled out the bull. It's not fair. I wanted the bull. That's not fair, and I'm going to cry.
you have another bull in there, but you don't know yet. But you have another bull in there. You have another bull. So guys, if you are interested, please visit the RaceOne page on Facebook, and you will see there everything you need to know. Okay?
Perfect.
Dan, for me, it's done.
Yep.
Bianco Massa, I want to use the opportunity to thank you for making this playground for us, and I can talk on behalf of all the Danish drivers that they have been enjoying participating a lot. We feel that the core values for the way you make these events are exactly the same as we see and use in the Danish Racing League. That you have to drive fair and it has to be fun, and of course fast. So so we really enjoy participating in these races, and it's been let's say we are following you each and every week, and the drivers participating are pushing each other to improve, and I can hear now that Gilles is also. He sees himself as a better driver now. He's being challenged a little bit, so it seems that it's a good combination that we have. So thank you very much for making these events and this fantastic play for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, René, for those words. Thank you, René, for those words. I do this for you guys. It's my passion. Cars is my passion, and all my life I have made this kind of events, and I do this for you guys. This is my passion, and if you have the same passion as I, and the same respect with all the others, we have here a very good group. So Someone, I think it's Alan, have a motto that he says, "You don't win on the first corner a race." So that's explain the almost the things you need to know about the racing. So respect each other, and you don't want going to win a race on the first corner. That's truth, okay?
Let me just add one more thing that I would like to tell and I'd like to say in order to give my respects and to all these guys that joined us during the race. For those who don't know, I am also a real race driver.
Me also.
Yeah, I race tourist cars and go-kart, such as Miguel. And I have to say that with this kind of simulation, with this kind of race events, with drivers like these, I have also improved my skills and my focus and everything else in real life. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
You Danish guys give another life to the championship because you bring new ideas, new things, new strategy, and we all learn with that. So a big thanks to all the Danish guys who involve on this championship, because you bring something special to the championship, and that reflects on the races and on the strategy and so on. So thank you a lot to all of you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will take that on behalf of the drivers and give them my regards. I'm afraid that Missile Mike is not with us anymore, but for sure I'll be more than happy to bring all these positive vibes to them. So, and positive is exactly what we feel here. It's a very positive vibe in this community, and this, should we call it a club or whatever. So RaceOne. So it's fantastic. We really enjoy. So
we are a few guys, but I think we are good, okay? So I don't. It's not my intention to have a big group with many pilots, because that's not our intention. Our intention is have a small group, but a very good small group with very good drivers. That's our intention.
Fast and fair.
Fast and fair. So, and nothing more easy to say than my motto, okay? The motto of the RaceOne is respect to be respected. That's it, nothing more.
Nope, it's not that complicated, is it?
Shut down.
No,
Shut down, or we still going talk until midnight.
I think we'll end things off here. I think
I need to drink.
Come on,
So Dan,
guys.
please take the word.
I'm sorry. Right. We'll finish.
Come on, guys. I have a party waiting for me at Monaco.
I'm sorry. I know. I need to go watch Eurovision. So let's finish this up. So essentially, guys, it's been amazing commentating on everything, and thank you all for coming to watch what's been the final round of the RaceOne Championship. It's been brilliant fun commentating. It's been some amazing racing. Congratulations to Gilles and to all the drivers taking part, and we hope to see you during the next championship. Goodbye and good night.
Bye, guys.